eBay just destroyed my account after 26 years. No warning, no explanation, just gone. After 2.5 decades of loyalty, my account was obliterated overnight and eBay couldn't even bother as to say why. If this is how eBay treats its most loyal users, it's clear that this platform is broken beyond repair. eBay, seriously, what the hell? My account was spotless, 100% positive feedback, 0 bad transactions, and 26 years of loyalty. So naturally, you nuked my account out of nowhere. And I did everything you asked. I contacted tech support, I jumped through your hoops, and even your so-called customer service. And guess what? You bastards hung up on me, twice, with 0 explanation. Now, before you keyboard warriors rush into the comments saying, they had to have a reason, hold your fire. We're gonna go through some of the chat logs and maybe you can spot something that I missed. Hell, I even reached out to people who have friends inside of eBay and I still got nothing. I did not want to make some 8-minute rant video screaming about how eBay sucks just to find out I was the idiot all along, because that's never happened on this channel before. No, not ever. I thought maybe I'll just chill out for a few days and then it'll sort itself out. Well, it hasn't. Here I am, days later, still banned from eBay, and fucked if I know why. Once upon a time, back in the ancient year of 1995, during the dark days of dial-up internet, when we patiently downloaded images, not porn, line by line, only for it to freeze just before things got interesting, this strange new website called eBay appeared. And man, it was awesome. eBay was the place to buy and sell crap. You bid on things you definitely didn't need purely because you could. I opened my account in 1999 after wasting far too many hours dealing with the insufferable gatekeeping assholes over on gearslots.com. Those snooty motherfuckers had convinced me that I desperately needed high-end preamps for my studio. Now, being flat broke at the time, my only hope was for capturing that elusive Neve sound was to grab what's known as the Canadian Neve, Ward Beck. Ward Beck built industrial-grade consoles for Canadian broadcasters, and back then, they were surprisingly affordable on the used market. Thanks to eBay, I snagged a T1202 broadcast console from Newmarket, Ontario. 12 channels of Class A transformer-coupled preamps weighing in at a brutal 110 pounds. Oh yeah, the T was supposed to stand for transportable. Yeah, like fuck it did. That monster was my gateway drug into the eBay world. It led to years of accumulating useless crap. But that first purchase taught me a very harsh lesson. High-end gear alone wasn't the answer. After spending a painful week rewiring that beast for direct outs, I finally recorded a session only to realize the truth. Great sound comes from experience, relentless effort, and years of research, not just the gear. And it wasn't until 2005 when the Anti-Sneap forum came along that I finally started getting the results I wanted. Turns out recording metal has a totally different set of rules from the standard rock and roll stuff. Gearslot's whole mantra was basically buy the expensive shit, whereas on the Sneap forum was more like check out this insane guitar tone I got with bargain bin gear. But that's another video entirely. Still, I couldn't stop buying crap on eBay. Around 2010, during the DSLR revolution, I became obsessed with vintage camera lenses. Canon F-series, Russian Helios lenses, an entire lineup of Pentax Super Takamar primes. I bought them all. Hell, even my early lighting gear, those bulky tungsten Fresnos by Ari and Mole Richardson, came straight off eBay. None of that heavy, outdated junk sees any use today. These days, it's all flat panel, daylight LEDs, and Sigma autofocus lenses, because that's the stuff that actually helps me make my YouTube show more efficiently. So, if I don't actually use any of the crap I bought on eBay, why are we here? Why are we even having this discussion? Well, on November 20th, my wife suffered a medium-level stroke, completely turning our lives upside down. To put it bluntly, I was a total mess. But according to a recent psychological study, which apparently somebody got paid to do, reconnecting with a non-electronic childhood hobby is great for your mental health. So what did I do in my darkest hour? Well, I went full nerd and dove back into one of my first hobbies ever, model trains. I know, real rock star stuff, right? But let me tell you, there's a guy on YouTube named SMT Mainline who makes model train repair videos that are weirdly hypnotic. It's kind of like watching Bob Ross paint trees, except with tiny locomotives. Now, thanks to SMT Mainline's videos, I finally got to fixing these ancient Tyco locomotives that I've been holding on to since basically the Stone Age. Or more like 1979. And guess what? turns out the gearboxes were made out of Kleenex and shattered dreams. It wasn't my 9-year-old incompetence after all. Seeing them run again for the first time in nearly half a century was like, hold on a sec, these actually freaking work? Of course, where did I get these ultra rare, impossible to find parts? Yep, eBay. Because I've got an unhealthy addiction to clicking that buy button, and eBay has spent decades perfecting the art of online shopping temptation. Seriously, my credit card probably needs therapy at this point. And yes, I'll admit, I've bought more than a few used locomotives that I definitely didn't need because this is fun, damn it! But let's be clear, my YouTube channel still comes second only to my wife's recovery. Model railroading is gonna have to wait till I retire. Now, imagine my surprise one morning when I roll out of bed to check on a few items that I'm bidding on, only to see the horrifying words, "Your account has been suspended." I swear to Crom, I exhausted every available avenue to resolve this before making this video. eBay, you deserve this part. Here's the chat log between myself and some power-mad megalomaniac.
Thank you for your valuable time. I really appreciate you for waiting. I have completed my review and determined that it is in our mutual best interest to part ways. The suspension is permanent, and therefore you will no longer be able to use your account for buying and selling.
I beg your pardon? For what possible reason could that be? I never received a single email.
We will have to refrain from sharing the exact reason why we have had to suspend this account, because it will mean we will have to discuss our internal procedure to detect risks with the account. To know more about account suspension, please browse the link as follows: https blah 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 blah.
I've been an eBay customer for over 20 years. I'm sorry, but this is just not acceptable.
I can completely understand this was something which you did not expect. However, as your account was found not in accordance with eBay's policies, this suspension would stay permanent.
What policy was broken?
This suspension is permanent. Therefore, you will not be able to participate in any buying or selling activities on eBay. In addition to that, any other accounts that you own or that are associated with this account will also be suspended.
I ask again, what policy was broken?
I trust I have already provided the necessary information regarding your query. Now, I may have to end the chat if there are no other queries.
What policy was broken?
As I am not getting any new query from you, I am closing the chat. Please feel free to contact us in future. Thank you again for using eBay customer service.
And there you have it. I got a link to absolutely nothing. No explanation, no recourse, nothing. Last year, my account got hacked and it was resolved. That is the only issue I have ever had in my entire history on eBay. But now I'm kicked off permanently without even being told why. Look, eBay, I get it. You've spent the last 3 decades optimizing your site to get people to blow their paychecks on worthless garbage. Meanwhile, scammers have been perfecting their game right alongside you, finding new ways to fuck everyone over. You've got counterfeit items everywhere, artificially inflated auctions, and private message scammers who try to dodge your precious fees. Hell, I had a scammer try that one on me. He wanted me to move to a private chat to skip the eBay fees, and when I offered to meet him in person and pay cash for the item, he vanished like a fart in the wind. Strange, isn't it? And it's just as miserable being a seller. You roll the dice every time you list an item, praying that the guy who buys your gear isn't some scam artist trying to game the buyer protection system. The truth is, eBay isn't protecting shit. They are enabling this toxic playground, and honest buyers and sellers are paying the price. I understand that scammers have had 30 years to perfect their bullshit, but you have had 30 years to figure out how to stop them, and you haven't! Instead, you've built an impenetrable fortress of shitty customer service that leaves honest users helpless. The fact is, you've decided to screw over a loyal customer without explanation, without recourse, and without even a damn courtesy heads up. That's it for me. If you're watching this, understand this clearly. eBay is no longer a viable platform for business. This is what you become, eBay. Good fucking luck keeping that empire from crumbling. I am frustrated and bewildered. eBay, you used to be fun. Now it's just a wasteland of scams, fraud, and disappointment. And for all you music gear fanatics out there, I'm about to do something I thought I'd never have to. Recommend reverb.com. Ugh. Seriously, despite my gripes and our rocky past, because they certainly haven't made my life easy, I still maintain a shop on Reverb. Why? Because at least I can still reliably buy and sell music gear without getting tossed aside like yesterday's garbage. Remember when eBay was the Wild West in a good way, when you could hunt down rare gear without having to worry about getting ripped off? Those days are over. Now it's more like wandering through a minefield, wondering if the next click is gonna blow up in your face. But that's just my story. What's your eBay nightmare? Have you ever lost money on a fake guitar or a broken amp or had some sketchy seller disappear into the digital abyss? Drop your horror stories in the comments. Let's share our pain and maybe, just maybe, get eBay to finally pay attention. Yeah, like that's ever gonna happen. Line by line, just for the phrase, just eBay was the TA was supposed to stand. Oh yeah, the T. Let's do that one more time. Oh yeah, the TA was stood for. Oh yeah, fuck. The TA, the TNA. Jeez. Oh yeah, the TA was supposed to stand. God damn it!